Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So today, with a couple of weeks left until the end of October, and therefore the Grimoire needs to be finished, I am going to I'm just going to be painting some stuff. So today is kind of just a sit and enjoy my company type thing. Painting is one of those things where I can just do and not really have to pay much attention to, especially when I'm painting something, rather than painting a picture. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, and then Wednesday it'll still be a one sheet wonder. I've got a cracking one sheet wonder for you on Wednesday, a nice easy make, and then Friday there will be a grimoire. So I'm really advancing ahead with the grimoire, so that it will be completed for the 31st, which is Halloween. And then I've got some exciting things planned for the Christmas period, so the run up to Christmas. And I'm also part of a upcoming collaboration, a couple of upcoming collaborations, but I can't say any more than that just at the moment. So anyway, moving forward, let's just do some painting and we'll kind of just have a chat while we're doing it, so if that's okay with you. So the pegs are here because rather than drying them on here, I'm going to kind of try and peg them so that they kind of stand up and dry, so that they're more able to dry without sticking to something. And also, just to let you know, this is just a bread bag. So it's the wrapping that a loaf of bread came in, but it's lovely non-stick paper, greaseproof paper, so nothing sticks to it, which is great. Which means I can also mix my paints on it, although I do have a couple of mixing paint trays. Well, when I say paint mixing trays, I don't really mean paint mixing trays. They're just some CD cover things. So, use what you've got to hand. You don't have to go out and buy anything new. So, I think I'm going to go for a brown first because I want to paint the stems. So I shall do that, but I don't think I want it that brown. This is the problem when I mix paint, is I never put enough down and then I think, I have to try and get that colour again. So I think I'm going to mix it with a little bit of bronze. Not bronze, this is copper, I think. Iridescent copper, yes. So just to kind of change the colour a little. And I was going to say, I do have a paint palette somewhere. Well, I've got a broken paint palette. I don't know what happened to the end of that, but it's fine. It'll do. It's not an issue. So today, for me, it is Sunday the 13th of October. So it's 2 days before payday, because I get paid on the 15th of every month. So it's this weekend I haven't been anywhere because I don't have the money to do anything. So especially with because I've been helping Brian out with shopping and things like that. Because as you know, well, as most of you know, Brian had a period of homelessness where he was living with me. He's got a place now of his own, but still financially struggling. So I've been trying to help him out a little bit with the little that I have, but also then I had issues with my car, so I've had horrible car trouble where I've had to shell out £300 to get it sorted. I mean, it's an older car as well, so it's not really worth a huge amount of money. I've paid out more to have it sorted than it's worth, but I'm not in a position to change it yet. So hence the reason why I keep promising you that I'm going to get a new chair and I don't, because I've been trying to help Brian out, and also still I have to have a car. I can't use public transport. I mean, like in the UK, most of the time you can use public transport. I just can't personally use it. It gives me anxiety. So it's quite common. Autistic people have anxiety in situations and circumstances like that. It all becomes a bit overwhelming, too much sound and stuff to process. So anyway, so I'm not in a position to buy a new chair. Every time I think I'm going to be, it's like 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Is that the saying? 2 steps forward, 3 steps. Yeah, that would make. Yeah. I don't know whether the saying is about basically saying that you go further behind than you were to start with, or whether you're just not making as much progress as you should. So in which case, if it's not making as much progress, it should be 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. Anyway, I don't know. I can't remember what Paula Abdul sang, so I know she sang about it. So 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I can't remember. I don't know whether it's that or the other way around. Anyway, it's hardly a problem, is it? We're neither going to solve world peace or hunger with knowing with what Paula Abdul sang. So, Brian, I can hear Brian in the background. He's hovering.
I'm looking.
He's looking for something. Do you want to ask me what it is? And I might know.
An octopus.
I can tell you where an octopus is. There's an octopus on the stairs. So
the little scoreboards.
The little scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's there under that, but just be careful because it'd be like a crafter lunch when you move everything. So I'm running out of places to put things because we're trying to get this grimoire finished. There's like stuff just plonked everywhere. So I'm going to put that in there, so only the very tip of it is being held. Try and, that's cool. That's all right. Standing on its own. Get ready for the next bit. I'm just hoping that this kind of colour is the right colour. It doesn't really matter. It's going to go in one of the little grimoire, one of the little scene sets of the grimoire. So I'm sure it'll look beautiful and magical regardless of what colour it gets painted. I just thought that the dark. Now there's an extra arm. Now I'm not an octopus and I don't have an extra arm. That's Brian's arm.
Sorry.
An octopus. Apparently I've got some of you saying an octopus, which is great. That means that I've won. I've not won. I mean my global domination. I want everybody saying an octopus. Like that's what my aim is. So yeah, it's like you can use it in so many ways that you can use an octopus. You can have it as an exclamation of surprise. You can have it as a question. An octopus. You can use. I've just flaming. Can I just tell you? So, like the ice cream van is just driving down the road now. Can I just say that it is currently 3 degrees outside? In fact, the ice cream is probably the inside the ice cream van is probably warmer than it is outside. So, but they're still flogging their wares. So that's what the jingling music is in the background, in case you've never heard it before. Well, I guess they've still got ice cream to sell. So, so yes, an octopus. I won't be happy until the world over. There's memes and things. An octopus. So, and then I can say, I started people off on that. So I'll have infamy rather than famous. So there's a lot of people that are in for me. So, which is a joke from, is it Up Pompeii? The one with what's his name? Oh, what is his name? The comedian. I can't think of his name. Next time Brian comes up, he'll know. Not Kenneth Williams. That's somebody else. Frankie Howard. Him. That's him. But, like, you know, if you're not from the UK, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about, so... Well, possibly you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. Unless you're one of those people who likes the British culture and British TV from yesteryear. I mean, like, I think, you know, it kind of bridged the gap of here and Australia, and I think it was like known in Australia, but like I don't know whether it's like what's her name, Dame Edna is like well known here. So what's his name? Barry Humphries, is it, that plays Dame Edna? Don't quote me, I don't know. These are all names from my past. Yes, I have a past. Oh, do I have a past? So, anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. So, ice cream vans and it being too cold. No, check, sorted. Talked about that. Oh, money. Money's too tight to mention. Oh, 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. I don't know what else. I don't know what I was talking about, to be fair. So, So, I might go back to this one. You see, it's going to take a while to dry, but I do want to then start with painting some of the foliage. I don't know what I want that for. I don't need that little brush. Do I have another? Is that the one I've just used for this brown? I think it is. But I'll give it a clean in me. It's supposed to be clean water, but I tell you now, it is not clean. Oh, looking for my cloth that's on my lap. Right, let's make some... No, of course, that's the one I've just been using. I'm thinking that was it. No, it's in the paint, Dave. Right, give that a wipe. And give this a wash. Oh no, that's certainly not come off. Let's try wiping it off first. And then back in for a rinse. And then another wipe. That'll do. So, I want to have some green. Now I think I might start with this. I might put some of that in it because that's also very similar sort of thing to that. It's the iridescent stuff. So I'll go with that. A blob of that. I got that out because I didn't know whether this was going to be too light a colour green, but that one looks all right. No, don't shake it with the lid off, Dave. How many times have you made that mistake? Right. See what colour we can make this into. So yes, it's what was I saying? It's Sunday the 13th of October when I'm recording this, because I record like a week to 2 weeks in advance. So that's because I just like to be a little bit ahead, just in case something happens, you know, a crisis or a change of circumstances, or car breaks down or something. Whatever happens, I've got a kind of a fallback plan for not having to panic about making videos and things. So that's the reason why I'm so far ahead, which of course means that a lot of times people will pass comment on something I've said. So they'll comment on the comments, which is basically where you're supposed to comment, but they'll make a comment in the comments about something that I've said or done on a video, and I can't for the life of me remember what I was doing, let alone what I said. So I'm not being ignorant. I know it's my own video, and I should probably remember. But anybody that knows me knows that I suffer with short-term memory loss. So a little bit of the condition that causes that, and a bit of PTSD, stroke trauma, that stops me having a good verbal retention. Well, not just verbal retention, but a good short-term memory and verbal retention memory. But I've got a great long-term memory. So, I can remember who sat where and when, and what colour Auntie Mavis's wallpaper was, and what we had for dinner on a day 30 years ago, and who was cooking what, and it's a, I'd love to say it's a gift, but sometimes it's not. It's a curse, because I go to bed with all of these things in my head. But anyway, so yeah, I don't have a very good short-term memory, so. But I don't need to have one. Modern day technology means that it can compensate for my inadequacies. But equally, I've got people around me that can remind me of things. I mean, my home assistant also reminds me of everything that I need to do. So as soon as I know I need to do something, I put it in my home assistant so that I remember to do it. So it's good from that perspective, but terrible when somebody says, when you did this on whatever video it was, and no, I don't remember doing that. I don't even remember saying anything. So that's why sometimes I over explain things. I tell you 15 times because I don't always remember what I've said. You've all heard me talking through episodes like this where I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm not giving you instructions or anything. So therefore I don't remember what I'm saying at any one point. There's no narrative to it, so it can be a challenge. So I'm not being ignorant when you say, when you did this. I say, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll just agree with you because it's easier than trying to explain. It's quite embarrassing, though. I have to explain that you don't have a very good. And then people say things like, "Oh, it's a man thing." I'm like, for me, it's not a man thing. And also, I'm not a great believer in gender normative roles. Otherwise, it's a bit stereotypy. Just like women can do anything, men can do anything. So, and if you're genderless, you can do anything, or if you don't conform to binary gender, you can still do anything. I think they look absolutely spectacular. They look nicely magical, I think anyway, because that's how I think they're a bit dark. So I'm going to repaint those and go for a lighter, that kind of magical. It's witchy green. That's what it is, isn't it? It's that a bit scary, poisonous green. Do you know what I mean? It looks like the kind of thing that a witch's potion would be brewed up in. But anyway, yes. So, and like I say, in my job, I don't really need to. I've got an assistant that will help me remember things. I have digital assistant that helps me remember things. I've got my Outlook diary. My suppliers know what my struggles are, so those ones that I have a good relationship with just kind of know that they'll have to remind me that there's a meeting coming up, or that I said I would bring something to a meeting, or my colleagues and my boss also knows. So it's just part and parcel of me. What makes me me? All the good, all the bad, just makes me me. And it's fine. I do a really good job. My day job. I know it sounds like I'm being big-headed, but I know I do a good job. I am a solutions finder. So I am a team leader, well, manager of a team, obviously. And our job basically every day is to find solutions to problems that people didn't know they had. And I'm very good at that. I'm very good at out-of-the-box thinking. Oh, Dave, stop holding the leaves that are already wet. So I basically look after everything that is a physical resource. I don't do human resources, but I do physical resources. So anything that is an asset to the company kind of falls under my jurisdiction, but also with that I deal with the human element of people saying, oh, I really need a piece of software that does X, Y, and Z. Right, okay, I'll find it for you then. Or how am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? And I will find a way for them to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So, but also I manage all of the resources that we own, so also we know where everything is, we deal with all the contracts regarding everything that we own, the renewal of contracts, all of that. So let's turn you round like that. And what else do I do? So yeah, I do that full time. I do that for a charity, so a not-for-profit organisation. And basically the jobs that I do would normally be done by, if we worked in the private sector, they'd be done by lots of different people. So there'd be an IT manager and a fleet manager and a procurement manager and a facilities manager and buildings manager and a cleaning manager, but that's basically everything I do. Manage all of those things. So that's sometimes the reason why I don't have a lot of time to come back to people on things, and that's why I don't always have the time to re-watch a video to be able to tell what I said in a video to be able to reply to you. Because it's a charity that I work for, I don't get paid a huge amount of money for it. So I'd love to say that I get paid the equivalent of 7 people's jobs, but I don't. I get paid 1 wage. And being a not-for-profit in today's society is really a challenge, because governments don't have a lot of money for, they're trying to cut back, so they don't have a lot of money to pay to us for contracts and things, and so we're trying to compete we compete against the privately funded places, but they can usually undercut us because they have financial reserves and we don't, because we don't make a profit. So it's a bit of a challenge. So what we do is the other part of my job is to be able to find solutions to problems for the cheapest possible price. Sometimes that means that you don't always get the best. You get what will do, and not the best of the solutions. But we do a good job, and we help lots of people, and we help the planet because we're an environmental charity. So yes, we do a good job. So personally, I do a good job, and the organisation does a good job. My team does a good job, and they would do because they're my team. So anyway, that's that. Now what else? What else going to talk about now? An octopus. I don't know whether I've told you this, but my energy provider is called Octopus. So I'm constantly saying an octopus. What my energy provider is called. My energy provider is not an octopus. My energy provider is called Octopus. So I love this. I love the colour of these leaves. I think they really are kind of magical, mysterious, magical, mystical, mystical. That is a word, Dave. Got a very not creepy, because I don't think they look creepy, but they definitely look. Oh, what's going on there? Why is the brown all mixed in with that leaf colour? Oh well, one that's a different colour won't make a difference, because you look at leaves, they're all variegated. I guess I should have waited till the stems were completely dry before I started manhandling them, but hey, I really want to use this paint, because it's lovely. It's a lovely colour. But I couldn't mix it again, especially because it was a blob of this and a blob of that. Wing of newt and eye of bat. Wing of newt. No. Eye of newt, wing of bat. As far as I'm aware, wings don't have newts. Newts don't have wings. I can't even speak. I think I might have to paint this stem again. I've pulled most of it off it's on my fingers. Maybe I should have done the stems last. But it'll look fantastic regardless. I'm very excited by doing the little scenes in the Grimoire now, which is basically what I've started on. And although this isn't a Grimoire video, this is just me painting, it's kind of given me some prep ready. I was going to do something completely different. I was going to do something for my art journal, but I thought, I need to use all the time that I can to get the Grimoire finished. So I hope you don't mind that I utilise this time for Grimoire-y things, because if you're not really interested in the Grimoire, then I can understand that you might feel a bit conned, but I'm just very short of time at the moment, so I don't think you're going to see much of the back of things, but I'll give it a bit of a paint over so that you can't see as much gold on it. They are pretty cool, I think. Let's stay up. I think they look flaming marvellous. Right, okay, so What else do I need to paint? Oh, I know what I needed to do. I needed to do some of this. I needed to make some of this into lichen virgin. No, into lichen. Lichen, licking, chicken licking. Where are the scissors? Just had as the did Brian steal the scissors? I thought. Oh, I bet he has. Yeah, I bet he has because they were there, and they're not there anymore. So I want to cut some of this off. But obviously it'd be better if I cut with a pair of scissors that were actually scissors that cut. But Brian's taken them away, so I don't really know how much I need, but I think if I cut some bits off and then colour it, then I've got a selection. I can always paint some more as well, so put that over there. So I think I'm going to paint one in this kind of magical, maybe not a huge amount, but this one maybe. And not paint it all one colour, so like put some of this down and paint some other colours over the top of it. Oh, wait until you see the frontispiece of the Grimoire. That looks amazing. So I've painted the wood and the mushrooms for it, and it looks amazing, even if I say so myself. Might paint the other one with a different colour to start with, and then paint this on the top. But I kind of want it to be all greeny looking. I think it looks like, well, certainly looks a bit like lichen, more like lichen than I could have done in any other way. Oh, and of course there's the expand it as well, which I can colour. Excuse me. Although I don't know whether I've ever coloured it with acrylic paint before, but so I've got some ideas for doing some like miniature scenes for Christmas. Thinking about doing some luminaires as well. So I love a luminaire at Christmas because, you know, it's dark and it's nice to have little candle lights going and glowing. Doesn't look unlike lichen, does it? It might not be that I've got it on my fingers, which I was hoping I was going to avoid. Right, I'm going to put some of this down, just paint it in some of this. I might go a bit darker as well. A blob like that, and then a blob over here. And paint that. Sorry, put that, a bit of this in. Is this going to make this darker? It'll make it something. Anyway, I'll find out. Oh dear, all over my finger. Of course. Why would it not? Why would that not happen? Yeah, it's not going as dark as I expected it to. Right, okay. Let's put some black in it then. Let's see, can I get something in there with black? I'm just going to, I've just pulled the end off my paintbrush. It's only a cheap one though, so. Oh, that's it. Now I've got a green thumb. you know, I am quite good at growing things, but like, I'm a bit green thumbed at times. But that's, oh dear, that's more black than I wanted. Put that there rather than put it in the water yet. So. Can't see. That's it. Get that out of the way. Get out of the way, I said. Right, maybe a bit more. Let's put that down on there. Yeah, that's better. That's more the darker green that I was hoping for. It is darker than that, isn't it? A bit. Not as dark as... Again, not as dark as I expected it. But it's fine. Although that's not very well mixed in either. So, I'm going to paint this one with this first. Doesn't have to be well painted, it just needs to be roughly painted. Because then I can paint all the other bits with a different green. Oh, and the tree, the gnarly skeletal tree, that looks great as well because I've given that a bit of a paint treatment. So that's looking good. Oh, Dave, don't put that in your eye. Let's have a bit of this. Is this a slightly different colour? It is. That's good. So we're just going to dab here and there to make it more colours. Try and get in the hills as well. And then a bit of this on it. Sorry, gone quiet, concentrating. Forgot you were there, to be fair. Can't remember how much I need, so just have a few bits already painted, and then if I need more I can do more at the time, but kind of want multiple colours on this one. Some that are all the same tone, that's fine, although I might put some other darker colours on that as well, but that was fine. And then is this the one I painted with the darker? Yep. I might go for some of this and just paint some of that in the recesses, in the hills. So yeah, it's like I say, it's Sunday. That's what I said it was. Sunday the 13th. Sunday the 13th. Vic was here last night. He cooked tea for us. Brian was also here. He'd been helping me yesterday. Brian's been sewn the signatures together for the journal. So he was here for tea last night. Vic made frankfurter soup, which is something I'd never had before I met Vic, and now I love it and I have it a lot. So let's go for a different green this time. So yeah, so he cooked tea last night, and then today we are having a roast dinner, which is a very traditional thing to have on a Sunday for Brits. It is anyway. So I'm just going to mix all the paints together now. Really, maybe it should have been dyed with a bit of alcohol ink, but I don't think it would have been as exciting. Bits going off, and take that off. So this isn't a real sponge. This looks like a real sponge, but it's actually a what they call synthetic one. The brush isn't going to be very well afterwards. Get all of the colour off this thing. Give it good colouring over. I guess if I give it a squeeze like that, I'll squeeze it all into each cavity as well, like a sponge. It'll soak it all up like a sponge. What a surprise, it being a sponge, Dave. Let's get the colour off that. So there we go. So anyway, let's put those in the brush wash. And that. Do I get a bit of this? Put some of this on it as well. Oh yeah, let's do that. Because then that's a nice using up that brown. Not letting it go to waste. Might as well use it on something. Looks like then it's got a bit of, it's growing on a bit of wood. You can see patches of the wood through it, I guess. That would be a good thing to put on these as well. Makes it look a bit more real, I guess. Well, I think it does anyway. So you may think otherwise. Few dabs on it. I seem to find that the random dabbing has worked for me generally doing this whole grimoire thing, because when you see the tree, which I'll show you on Friday's video, you'll see how random dabbing has worked for me. Just look a bit camouflagey now, but never mind. Yeah, I'm happy with those. That's cool. Let's put those in the water. So, yeah, that's it for today. So, Monday. No, it's Monday. Monday for you guys. It's Sunday for me. But this is Monday's video. Wednesday, I'll be doing another one sheet wonder, unrelated to the grimoire. And Friday, I've got more grimoire coming. With doing some stuff with you, but also showing you what I've done without you. So anyway, folks, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. I hope you're having a fantastic week. I'm going to go and wash my hands though as well, because I do look like, well, I actually look like I've been planting things. It looks like I've got mud on my fingers here. Oh, that could be a good idea. Maybe if I paint it with paint some of the brown, it'll look like, paint some of this with brown, it'll look like soil as well. That's a good idea, Dave. So yeah, oh look, it does. It looks quite soily, doesn't it? So anyway, it looks soiled. So anyway, that's it for today. So my name is Dash of Dave. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to join me for my next video on Tuesday, which is One Sheet Wonder. Friday is Grimoire. That's going to be at least until the 31st of October, and then we might change some of the schedule up a bit. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, folks. My name is Dash of Dave. I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care, folks. See you soon. Bye. 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 Got to wash my hands.